Dear all, now we'll see the next type of the sets, that is a equal sets, or we can call it as a equalities. Equality of two sets, equal two sets. That concept we need to see here. So I'll explain you. There are two sets, set A and set B. Now we have to see how we can call these two sets are equal sets. That if every element of set A is in set B, means this is the concept of subset, right? Every element of set A is in set B means A is a subset of set B. And here we have another concept, every element of set B is in set A means another concept is what, B, every element of set B is in set A means B is also subset of A. Here we are discussing A subset of B. Here we have B subset of A means this is the concept, A is subset of B and B is also subset of A. It means A is subset of B and B is subset of A, then that concept is called as a equal set. So here we are calling A and B are equal set. For example, A is equal to 1 2 3 4, this is of A set. Here B is set 3 4 1 2. Here order is not important. Remember, in sets order of elements is not important, but another important concept is that don't repeat any element in set. So repetition, duplication of elements is not allowed in set, but you can change the order. Even though changing the order is not affect on that set, right? So here you see A is equal to 1 2 3 4 and B is equal to 3 4 1 2. Again you can rearrange that, but again both sets will be same because it has same elements. One is there, yes, one is here, two is here, two is here, three is here, right? So three, both sets having three, both sets having four. So now it becomes A is equal to B. That means set A and set B are equal sets. That is the equality. This is what about equal sets, and the remember is what, order of element is not important, so that point we have to remember. This is all about equal set. Getting my point? So we have I think we covered this point, we are done with this point. Now we'll see next point, that is finite set. So here we have a finite set concept. This is another type of set. Finite set means set having finite number of elements, and then that set is called as a finite set. For example, here we have a set of all weekdays. So here how many elements will be there? Total 7 elements, because even though we see total number of days in a week, so there will be 7, that is a countable value, and that means a finite. That set is called as a finite set. Here we have another concept, infinite set. Set having infinite number of elements, then that set is called as a infinite set. Here you see 1 2 3 4 all natural numbers and goes on increasing, right? So this set becomes an infinite set. I'll give another example of infinite set. Here we can say all real number set R. Here we can set, give the example of Z set is nothing but the set of all integers, right? So countable numbers, there are n number of elements in that set, and that set is called as an infinite set. You're getting my point? So this is all about finite set and infinite set. Now we'll see the Venn diagrams. See here we have a Venn diagram concept, Venn Euler diagram. So here we can call this Venn Euler diagram, or we can also call it as a Venn diagram also. So the graphical representation of a set is nothing but the Venn diagram, or we can call it as a geometric picture of a set is nothing but the Venn diagram. So this is an example of Venn diagram. We represent the universal set by rectangle area. So the outer side, this is the rectangle, a rectangle portion is denoted, that is nothing but the universal set. We already covered this universal set, you can find my previous video. you will get about the universal set, right? So universal set by rectangular area in a plane. This is our plane, total plane. In that we have a rectangular area, and that rectangular area is nothing but the universal set, right? And points in the rectangular area is nothing but the elements of that, elements or members of that universal set. Getting my point? And the area used to denote the set may be enclosed by circles. So here we have a subsets of universal sets. So these are the subsets which are belongs to universal set, and these subsets are denoted by circles. We can denote by curves also, circles, curves, you can use any to denote the set. So here A set, and here we have a B set. Getting my point? And denoted by circle. Such a diagram is called as a Venn diagram, and such diagram, whole this diagram is called as a Venn diagram or Venn-Allure diagram. English logician John Venn who first introduced this concept. That's why the name from this Venn. So we are calling these diagrams as a Venn diagram. Are you getting my point? So this is an example here. Universal set U is nothing but all 10 elements, 10 numbers 1 to 10, and here we have A set having 4 and 5 and B set having 6 and 8. So only elements in A, that is 4 and 5, so we have to write in the circle. Here B set having elements 6 and 8, that we need to write in this circle. And other elements, these remaining elements will be in the universal outside of the circles, but in the rectangular area. So you total, you consider all these 10 elements will be in this rectangular area, that becomes an universal set. Only these two elements is in the A circle, that is 4 and 5, so belongs to this set, and only 6 and 8 belongs to B set. So in B, whatever the elements are there, that is again a part of E also, U also. Getting my point? So here A and B are the subsets of U, universal set. So these type of diagrams are called as a Venn-Allure diagram, or we can simply call it as a Venn diagram also. Getting? So we'll stop here. We'll see the next part in the next videos. Okay, till then, thank you.